Lo-fi beats to commit corporate espionage and mass murder to. That's Deadeye Deepfake Simulacrum. From becoming the Lisan al-Gaib to hacking the very bullets flying toward you to... well, I'm a big player freedom enjoyer. I like being presented with options and then the game just saying, go wild. And in DDS, I've become a super speed windmill of death, made time my bitch, and drove a police car. And I think this is just scratching the surface of what's possible. The premise of the game is simple. After suffering an accident, you're revived and put to work as an agent of a corporation. Your main goal is to settle your $1 million debt with them. You complete various missions for cash given to you by your handlers and other people you might meet. Sounds easy, right? Well, every time you die, you restart the level and it's another million added to the debt. And you are gonna die. A lot. Wait, how bad is my debt right now? Presented as a top-down shooter. It's sort of like Hotline Miami, but you aren't a badass. You have autism and a laptop. Armed with the starting randomized equipment, you'll quickly learn that direct combat usually has you outmanned and outgunned. Enemies that spot you radio in for backup and communicate your position. Getting caught out once typically leads into you getting chased and dying. Even getting used to aiming your own gun in melee is tricky. It's a brutal learning curve. You have to adapt and get good if you ever want to pay off that debt. And some of the most creative plays you can make is with hacking. This is where the laptop and the autism come in handy. DDS has the best hacking mechanics of any game. It's done on a separate map where basically everything can be hacked. You can hop from object to object, pilot enemies to kill their allies, turn all turrets on the map to your side, suspend camera activity for a stealthy approach, or explode the toilet your target is sitting on. You can even beat levels without ever moving just by hacking. There are some obstacles though, chiefly the Overlord. This asshole here will punish you for hopping and snooping around. Sometimes it'll take money from you. Sometimes it'll fire your gun, attracting all sorts of unwanted attention. What the f? But all of this is what you're up against. You, on the other hand, have access to different vocations, each offering unique skills and perks. In my first run, I decided I want to try stealth, so I went Infiltrator. What followed was the most stealth optional playthrough ever. I chose a perk that makes my gunshots twice as loud, but the sound originates from my cursor, and also an ability that allows me to throw bear traps. What ended up happening was massacre after massacre. I would throw an infinite amount of traps in choke points, doorways, hallways, everywhere and anywhere I could, and then let my gun ring out. Enemies would swarm the area, the vanguard all dying to my traps. Any survivors would get baited further along a road paved with more bear traps. It was beautiful. The only downside was that I was killing too many people. The corpse piles would eat up the traps I placed, and I could actually get overrun. That, and I could walk into my own traps. Oh, I walked into my... You live by the trap, you die by the trap. This kept happening. Okay. No, I honestly thought I had an OP build, but after finishing the game and having the blood of 20 million people on my hands, not hyperbole, by the way, we'll talk about the story later. Like this is, they're just making shit up now? Fucking woodworking QA? I wanted to play more. I wanted to try something completely different, since my first run had a lot of running and gunning, but also the cerebral gameplay of manipulating enemies using sound to my advantage. I wanted to dumb it down a little, and decided to play around with the night vocation. If I could describe this run in one word, it'd be... Eurobeat. Alright, I'm gonna go kill everybody now. I think I can do it in one spin. Are you ready? This build was incredibly fun. I had a combo of two perks. One made my melee weapons effectively one-shot everything, and the other stealthed me on melee kills. Everything else I invested into speed as I kept spinning my twin blades through hordes of enemies, turning them into a fine red mist. It felt so good to revisit levels that gave me trouble before and simply waltz through them at Mach 5 without any resistance. And believe it or not, the game was still challenging. I played even more after that. Deadeye Deepfake Simulacrum lends itself to be very replayable. The game is punishing, regardless of how strong you can be. Deja vu! I just been in this place before! Higher on the street, now I know it's my time to go! And while you are doing some of the same missions, the story and quests do change depending on your choices. Speaking of which, the story. I've beaten the game 3 times now. I have no idea what's going on. This is mostly due to the game being in early access with narrative conclusions to be added later, but still, I got no clue. Never managed to pay my debt anyway. There are definitely cool quests and characters though, and there's quite a lot of discoveries to be made. But besides all that, aesthetically, I really like the game. Every level has a pretty chill, lo-fi soundtrack, which is funny because most of the time you are not chilling, you are constantly fighting for your life. Visually, the world might seem lacking, but later levels really stand out. But I still don't mind the minimalist art style. Characters speak in memes, cowmoji, half of them are anime references. All of this sort of works, because the game does have this uncanny feel to it. You don't really know who to trust, what's going on, what's even real, and that is definitely not a mirror in your room. And with that, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I streamed my playthroughs over on Twitch, so come follow and watch there, and here's some more videos you might enjoy. I'll see you guys next time.